Good morning, everybody. It's January 29th at 3:28 a.m. So I came across this article, and it's so sad. Texas student 22 is left permanently and catastrophically disfigured after losing her ears, lips, nose, and most of her face below her eyes in a mauling by dogs. She was dog sitting. Now, this young girl, she was going to look after these two dogs, a German Shepherd and a Pit Bull, for a doctor and his wife. It was Christmas. Now the dogs were supposed to be in a kennel when she got to their house. They were already gone. But they told her they would have the dogs in a kennel. Um, and she had been there a few days before to meet the dogs, so that the dogs would get to know her and her know the dogs. But anyways, the lady texted her before she got there and said she hadn't got around to putting the dogs in the kennel. She either didn't have run out of time or she forgot. I don't remember. But um, now there's a sign outside this couple's door, which kind of gives you a warning. I think it's on a blackboard. It said, "Crazy dogs, please don't knock or ring the bell. Call or text instead. Please leave packages by the door." Now that's just, I guess, for anybody that comes to their door when they're home. It kind of gives you a warning, I think, to a certain extent. Anyway, so she goes to the house. When she opens the door, the dogs immediately attack her right off the hop. Um, so, uh, and this was December 23rd. Her 22nd birthday was December 24th. Um, what does it say here? Said the dogs push the door open. They maul her catastrophically and tearing off her face, basically, below her eyes. She was left with hundreds of puncture wounds and remains hospitalized after going multiple reconstructive surgery with more to go. What is bless her heart. So if you believe in prayer, please give a prayer for her. She certainly needs it. Now, they are gonna sue, and I mean, I hope they get what they ask, because I think these people, this doctor and his wife, had to know their dogs are dangerous. Now, someone, I don't know who, but of course, the dogs are in quarantine, and it's been recommended that they be euthanized. I hate to say it, but I agree. Um, Normally, I'm always on the animal side, but you know, being this vicious, um, yeah. I mean, I'm sure the darkness wife are never going to just stay home with the dogs and never go anywhere. So, and regardless, not for punishment. I mean, the dogs don't know what they're doing, but yeah, I think they have to be put down, as sad as it is as well. But oh, you can't trust you. I would never trust them. I'd be terrified of those dogs. See what else is there. There may be a better story, hopefully. Wouldn't take much to beat it. So, nothing new. I just stayed home. Like I said, I had a lot of appointments in January, but I ended up canceling them all. um, just too scared. Now, before this new variant, I wasn't super scared. Um, and people that when this pandemic first hit, people were super scared, and you know, I used to say, well, if you're really that scared, just stay home, don't go out. So when this happened, this new one came along, and someone said I don't know, in our government or doctor, I can't remember, said that we're all going to get it, this new variant. I said, oh no, I'm staying home. I don't want to get it. So, yeah. No, here's one I want. Whoops. Parents are spared. What do you think of this? Parents are spared jail after pleading guilty to manslaughter over deaths of two of their children and niece who drowned when they took them for a joyride through a flooded creek after surviving. Son and daughter begged judge to go easy on them. Now it's a couple. They have four children. Two older. Well, they're still fairly young. Two older ones and then two young ones. Like 4 and 3, I think, are the young ones. And then they had uh their niece. I think someone else. Anyways, they survived, but the three young children passed away. Their older ones are 12 and 13 now. They would be a little bit younger at the time of the accident. But so there was a chance, of course, that they could have spent jail time. Both their parents got charged, numerous charges. Uh, but I thought, oh, and because the kids begged them not to, the older kids, that they still needed their parents. Well, they do. They're only 12 and 13. So, yes, they definitely need their parents. I think something like that, you have to live with that. I don't think putting them in jail is really going to serve anything. Um, Something they're going to regret for the rest of their life. Um, so I'm okay with that. Letting they have both of them have 5 years of probation. Um, so I'm just seeing if I can see an age here, but no. Yeah. So anyways, there were signs up, and it was posted, "Do not go," and "Do not enter." And he did anyways. The father did, because one of the boys wanted to do it, wanted to go. But I mean, he's a child. You can't, you're the adult. So, but I thought, oh, how sad. It's just, yeah, I don't know how you live through that, to be honest. Oh, and of course, suppose you heard about that convoy. I don't know a lot about it, so I'm not really going to talk about it because I'm not too sure what that's about. What else is there? Something. Let's just see a nice, happy story here. Um, I watch me close down, and then I'll find something. Okay. Oh my. Okay. Heart-stopping moment. An enormous great white shark leaps out of the water just meters from a boat full of tourists I'll have to go host this Australia. Oh, I would have a flipping heart attack. Heavens. Oh, I'm terrified of it. I'm scared of them. My niece, she will not go. Um, her husband, when they, uh, this is years ago now because they've gone past their 10-year. But years ago, he said when we hit 10 years for anniversary, he wanted to take her on a cruise. Nope, she wouldn't go. Nope, because there's sharks in the water. And he goes, we were on a boat, a ship, like a big. Nope. I said, I would go, but I'd be very leery. What is the ship saying for something? No, I'm scared of them. And then when my son and his wife, this is a few years ago now, they went to Mexico for the first time. They took the whole family. They went. This was after her mom had died, and she had helped take care of her mom. So I was glad to see them go on a little break. But they were going to. So I was trying to convince them not to go in the water. I know you shouldn't try to scare your kids. Keep in mind, my kids are in their 40s, and he doesn't listen anyways. Trust me on that one. But anyways, yeah, him and his son went up on a, what do you call it? When you go up behind a boat, but they were in the air. I forget what the name of that is, but I'm going, there's sharks in those waters. Stay the heck out of the water. I tried to get him to watch Jaws before he left, but they wouldn't watch it. I wanted to put the fear of God into them, but no. Um, oh, oh. Hooters waitress, kind of funny. Hooters waitress is called ungrateful for rolling her eyes at small $10 tips while showing off the 500 she made in just a single 4-hour shift. It's appalling though what they make. They She makes $2.13 an hour, so obviously she depends on tips. Um, Here in Canada, and I can honestly say it's all across Canada. There's a minimum wage. Now, each province is different. It'd be different what the minimum wage is, but there is a minimum wage. I don't even know what Manitoba's is. I don't know. I want to say approximately $13-14 an hour is our minimum wage. You have to pay that regardless. Everybody gets, well, I shouldn't say everybody. If you're underage, you can pay a little less, but there's a lot more to that, and I don't know what it is, but you, for the most part, you got to get minimum wage, and of course you're supposed to claim your tips at tax time. Nobody does, and to my knowledge, nothing ever happens over it. But I can't believe, because tips now Canada, we used to be known as terrible tippers. Yeah, we weren't the greatest tippers. I have to admit, my ex and I, now in our defense, we were young and had no money. To be honest, we very rarely tipped. Um, Thankfully, though, we would have tipped though, so it was a case like this. But because, I mean, we just never thought, and plus the waitresses do get a wage. I mean, they get paid to do their job. If they don't, their whole livelihood isn't based on tips. But I think that's atrocious. This is you, oh man. When I was in Mexico, when I was there teaching English, I talked to a young guy. He'd just gotten a job in a nice restaurant. It was a nice place. He wasn't going to get paid at all. Everything was tips. wow. Mind you, he would do pretty good. Like I said, it was a nice restaurant. And I do tip now, just for the record. Um, but and I know my sons, they tip really well. Now I don't know. This was a few years ago. I know I seen them tip $10, $5. Now this is years ago, so back then that was, a good tip. I don't know what they would tip at Hooters, who knows? But um, wow. Um, they had an older couple. Um, that gave them $5 or $10. They weren't happy with them, but uh, I think they should have a minimum wage like Canada does. Um, and still had, still get their tips, of course, but at least because a tip here, a lot of people, and there's some people in Canadian aren't that great at tippers. On our farm, they were talking about tipping one time, and the guy said, "I don't tip unless I get exceptional service. You're getting paid to do a job." Blah 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 blah. Okay. I kind of use it as a form of reward as well, not to his extent. As long as they do their job, I don't expect any special treatment or, run them off their feet or nothing like that. I tip. If they go above and beyond, then I give extra. If I have, well, if I have the money. But if I get crappy service, then they either get a very small tip or, depending, sometimes don't get nothing. It depends. But if they were only making $2.13, I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving nothing. So I don't like that because um to me a tip is a reward to a certain extent. Also let you know how well you did. Um when I worked, my very first waitressing job, I think it was around 14. This couple came in. She was pregnant. They were with an older lady, so I'm just guessing it was one of their mothers. I waited on them. I did the best I could. They seemed okay. Nothing major happened. Like, well, when I went to clean their table, I got a penny tip. Well, I cried. I was so upset. Um, my feelings are really hurt. And of course, that's what it was intended to do. Uh, and I think he wrote something on the back of the bill, but I can't remember. I'm not sure. Well, a few days later, he actually came in. When I saw him come in, I'm like, "Oh, please don't sit in my station, please." He actually came back though to apologize. He said his wife was pregnant. They were, having issues. He was really worried, and he apologized and said he took it out on me. So that was nice of him to come back and apologize. So that made me feel better. Okay, I guess I'm going to shut down. So hopefully everybody has a good weekend. We're just about out of January. Holy moly. Think of this. We only have February, which is a very short month, and then March, and then pretty well spring's right around the corner. Stay safe. I hear you guys are getting a major storm. Stay safe, everybody. We'll talk to you later.